I've been waiting for a video about this. Joe Rogan went to my hometown, Austin, Texas. Well, he moved there. And so he's obviously been there for quite a long time now. He's got his comedy club there. I think Shane Gillis has moved there. A lot of people have moved there. I grew up there when Whole Foods was just a tented open air market with smelly hippies selling organic produce out of cardboard boxes. Then I moved up to New York City, where Whole Foods would metastasize to giant malls with escalators before it was sold to Amazon. So looking forward to see what he says about the debaucherous 6th Street. If you go to Austin and you go downtown, you'll find 6th Street and so many drink specials, drink specials, and actually Austin has several neighborhoods now since it's completely blown up. After Joe Rogan moved there, Elon Musk is in nearby Giga, Texas, building God knows what, all kinds of stuff. So Austin has really exploded. And now I'm in the Midwest. Dubuque. All right, let's check this out.
Austin had a real problem in 2020, and they did a great job in cleaning it up a little bit, but it's a small city, relatively.
Yeah.
Still pretty rough.
Well, let's see, when I grew up, it was about 1 million people in all the surrounding areas. And I think it's a lot bigger now. 1 million, just so you know, is a lot less. I mean, it sounds like a huge city to people that are from smaller cities, but it's so much smaller than Houston, smaller than Dallas, even though it's the capital city. And the thing about Austin is the traffic is terrible. And that's because the city was never really laid out to have a really well-functioning loop. It kind of has highways that go down on either side. And now I don't know, it's kind of working better now, but if you try and get anywhere at 5:30 in Austin, it's so small. And I-35, one of the main highways that connects Austin to San Antonio, you right in downtown, it's only like, I think at one point 2 lanes. So it's absolutely crazy. And that's right at downtown. So you've got this big bottleneck happening and cars lined up on either side. So a few years back, the light rail was put in. I don't know, maybe a lot longer than that. I don't know why I said a few years, but it was probably about 15, 20 years ago, I think. Maybe less. But that helped a lot.
Rough downtown, though.
It gets rough. Listen, man, I have a club on 6th Street.
I know, I go there all the time, and I almost get shanked. It's scary.
It's wild. I think, though, that once you get in, it's kind of exciting. Like, whoo, we made it. It adds to the show.
I was I put my parents in a hotel. We went to the...
It's so funny. I mean, 6th Street's always been wild. I guess growing up, I was always kind of exposed to it, and I never had any problems with it, but I've always known people getting jumped and all kinds of things in Austin, Texas. Not to badmouth the city, I love Austin, but yeah, I don't know. I guess people coming from LA and places like where Joe came from, they're not used to that kind of environment, even though Austin's a pretty mild city overall.
The rooftop patio, and it overlooked the alley right behind 6th Street. I don't know if it was the other side of the road or not, but the alleys are scary there.
Oh, yeah.
It's brutal. It looks something out of like a Batman movie from the 90s or 80s.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's actually allowed. And it's not, and they say it's sympathetic. They say it's sympathetic and nice to it. I don't know how that's considered any more nice than any kind of, gosh, forced rehabilitation seems brutal, but the mental health places,
yeah.
I know they weren't great before Reagan tanked that.
It's better than a fucking alley.
Exactly, it's better than an alley.
Yeah, it's better than an alley, and there's another weird thing about 6th Street, is that 6th Street is like this booming, like bars and music and comedy, and it's crazy, and it's loud, and everybody's drinking.
Real
One
loud.
block over is a homeless shelter.
Right,
Yeah.
Salvation
So you got
Army.
all these people that are drug addicts and trying to stay clean, drinker, like, that's the other thing. You can't do drugs and stay there, so people will just surround it.
Right. And what he's talking about is people will actually yeah, just sleep all around it. And it's actually pretty crazy. If you walk by there late at night, people try and lure you in, and if they smell any kind of fear on you, they will play off of that. So, but yeah, I had a friend who was staying there for a little while. Rest in peace, actually. And he just got too in his own head after a bunch of drugs, and so it was sad. But yeah, let's keep watching.
They surround the outside area, and they have their tents laid out there. Not anymore. They kind of pulled the tents up, but you see those people there all the time. But imagine you're trying to stay clean, and you're a block away from madness.
It's crazy.
It's the dumbest place to put them. Put them in the fucking country. You see squirrels and hear birds chirp. Why are you putting them right there?
That's where I park when I go to a show. When
Right
I
next
go
to
to
the
a
homeless
show
people?
at the mothership, I park right next to the Ark. It's scary. It's apocalyptic. It really is. Even the police station just right down the street, they surround that as well.
Yeah.
And we just it's a police.
I don't know. These guys are acting like babies. It's not apocalyptic. I mean, I guess it's because I grew up with it. It doesn't really bother me that much, but yeah, I think they're kind of babies. I think you're kind of babies coming from LA because it's so spread out, you don't really see it. Austin's kind of got a real centralized downtown, but he is right. It's kind of like New York City and Austin. You can go from one block to the next and the environment can change dramatically. I used to work down on 8th Street, just a couple blocks over. Before I left for New York, I worked for an advertising agency.
Station and
I
they're
know,
doing
it's
drugs.
Fucking
It's
nuts.
kind of crazy.
It's nuts. Well, they're trying to do some things with 6th Street, and one of the things they're doing, they're investing a lot of money and trying to open up high-end places and restaurants and businesses. But, you know, it's good.
Iron Cactus, that's one of them. They've always had that type of stuff on 6th Street. And, you know, what he's not saying is also right next to the Ark and right a block away from 6th Street is also the jail. So they just grab you, put you right in jail, especially if you're coming from the Ark and you do something wrong, right in jail. And, you know, so many of the great restaurants are down there too. Barbecue, pizza. Yeah, a lot of good stuff.
Going to be a slow slog
Yeah.
to try to clean it up.
I mean, I'm sympathetic. The people do need help. But
Yeah.
when homelessness is like at minimum 25%, this is reported from polling done via homeless people, so can't 100% trust it, but 25% mental health issues. Like, what are you going to do? You're just going to let them forever be wherever they want and do whatever they want, endanger themselves and others? There's a dude constantly wielding a machete.
That's the problem in LA right now. You've just got homeless everywhere doing whatever they want. He's about to talk about someone with a machete. I had a guy who I let stay with me in Austin for a while, and he was homeless. And then he was just like a bull in a china shop. He went to go use my bathroom and somehow broke the toilet dispenser off the wall, and just was full of nerves and just couldn't control himself. And later I ran into him downtown close to 6th Street, and he was just buying blunts of spice for like $1 or $2 a piece. And spice is that crazy weed alternative that right when you smoke it, it just makes you go schizophrenic, but it gives you a high, and it's super, super cheap. So yeah, pretty wild stuff.
Down there that's always just twirling it. When I had friends visiting, other big podcasters, I took them downtown. The first thing I saw on 6th Street was a guy spinning a machete. It's like, we're just allowing that? That's the sympathetic thing to do. That doesn't make any sense to me. 25%.
Also, you can go, I mean, there's a lot of care facilities right down there by 6th Street. You can also go right under the bridge there, close to I-35, and you can see people just standing up in sleeping bags. So the sleeping bag's over their head, and then only their feet are coming out down to the bottom, and just pee is coming down. So they'll pee in the sleeping bag, so they won't even go anywhere. They'll just stand up and pee in the bag that they slept in, just so nobody can see them. It's wild.
Forever. We're
It
just
might
going to
not.
allow them.
That's a very low number.
Yes, I think so. But
Being very kind by saying 25%, I would say it's probably 80. Listen, if you just by definition, if you're a drug addict, you have a mental health problem. Just
Sure.
by definition, you have an addiction. That's a mental
true.
health issue. You know, there's a physical aspect to it, but there's clearly a mental aspect to it. It sucks. It sucks that, you know, there's so many competing philosophies on how to make a society run correctly, and a lot of them just completely ignore reality. And we deal with the consequences of it. And then you have people saying, oh, the billionaires aren't paying their fair share. That's what's wrong. Like,
Yeah.
that's not what's wrong. What's wrong is you have a completely captured government. And there's also this weird aspect to it where there's people that are working for nonprofits to make things better that don't make anything better.
Well, and another problem is we've got men and women that vote completely differently, right? Men will vote a lot of times if they're not cucked, if they're not beta simps, they will vote to restore law and order, but and won't worry about people's feelings because they want everyone to be protected, and they know that good things come from things being protected. But you'll have a lot of women that will simply be in their feelings, and they'll hear something that sounds like it's not humane to society, and they'll vote for the candidate who wants to treat the homeless like model citizens. And because the women are just kind of out of touch, other than, you know, they don't go to any of those areas. They see anything that scares them and they run the opposite direction. So we have and women actually, good on women, they actually show up and vote more than men do. So we end up with politicians who can't fix the problems. And that's a problem, in my opinion.
They don't do a good job at all because they're not beholden to all the pressures that you would have if you were an independent business. If you were an actual private business that was assigned a task of cleaning up the homeless issue, you wouldn't make any money if you didn't do a good job. You would lose your business. Like if cleaning up the homelessness was an actual business.
There has just been a jolt in the race for mayor
That
of
would have
Los Angeles.
been interesting to see, but that's the video. I'll be right back at you in the next one. Stay safe, guys. Have a great night.